What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. We are back in Destiny 2, and in this video I wanted to do a complete guide to the Grasp of Avarice dungeon. In this video I will go over the mechanics and boss fights found in this dungeon, and I will also show you where to find the 2 secret chests. I plan on making a video just like this one for every dungeon and raid in Destiny 2, so if this video helps you, please consider subscribing to this channel, as I'm sure my future videos will help you as well. I'm gonna try to make this video as short as possible, so let's just hop right into it. So first off, the Grasp of Avarice dungeon can be found on the Cosmodrome destination, but you will only be able to access this dungeon if you own the 30th anniversary DLC. Once you purchase this DLC, you will need to grab the questline from Xur back on Xur's treasure hoard to get into the Grasp of Avarice dungeon. The first part of the Grasp of Avarice dungeon will be the Loot Cave. For this section of the dungeon, you will need to travel forward from where you spawn until you come across this cave that will have enemies fighting outside of it. This cave will be your introduction to the Grasp of Avarice's main mechanic, which will be the Burdened by Riches debuff. When you kill an enemy near this cave, it will drop an exotic engram. Picking them up won't give you an exotic item, but it will give you 1 stack of the Burdened by Riches debuff. Every engram you pick up will add another stack of the debuff and reset the timer. If the timer runs out, you will die. To get rid of this debuff, you will need to run into the cave and stand next to this white crystal. This will deposit the debuff into the crystal, and once enough stacks of that Burdened by Riches debuff has been deposited into the crystal, the floor of the cave will open up, allowing you to go further into the dungeon. Just be warned, this debuff mechanic will be used in every encounter in this dungeon. Then when the floor of the cave opens up, you will need to jump down and keep going until you reach this room. To complete this next section of the dungeon, you will need to get past some traps. These traps will kill you if you activate them, and if you die you will need to start back from the beginning of this room. So to make this easier for you, what I'm gonna do is play footage of me running along the proper route through these traps, so all you will need to do is follow where I go on screen now. This area will have a secret chest in it, but we will grab it after we take care of the enemies. To get past this room, you will need to flip more switches. First, go to the door with the large one above it and flip the switch there. This switch will open up door 3. So then you will need to go to door 3 and kill the enemies at door 3 and use the switch in room 3 to open up door 1. Then go to door 1 and kill the enemies in that room and flip the switch there to open up door 2. When door 2 opens, a fallen enemy with a scorch cannon will come out of it. Kill that enemy and grab the scorch cannon and head over to door 4. When you get here, you will need to shoot the generator beside the door rapidly 3 times. Doing this will open door 4. But before we go through that door, you will want to turn around and look for this pillar that will be between doors 3 and 4. And here you will find the first secret chest. Grab this chest, then run through door 4, but be ready to jump into one of the openings along the walls, as there will be one final trap that will be coming down the stairs. Then you can just follow where I go on screen again to get to the first boss. Frisia the Insatiable will be the first boss fight in the Grasp of Avarice dungeon. This fight really isn't that complicated. It just uses the Burdened by Riches debuff mechanic along with the Scorch Cannon mechanic. What you will need to do is run to the back of the room and kill the fallen enemy holding the Scorch Cannon, then use the Scorch Cannon to shoot the generator on either the left or right side of the room. Doing this will open a room full of hive enemies. Kill them and collect all of the engrams that they drop to get the Burdened by Riches debuff, then take that debuff to the crystal that will be at the front of the room where you started. Once you have deposited the debuff, run to the back of the room again and grab another Scorch Cannon. This time you will need to shoot the generator opposite to the room you have already opened. Then clear out this new room and grab the debuffs again and deposit them. This will bring the boss's shield down, allowing you to do damage to the boss. But if you don't do enough damage, the boss will create another shield and you will need to deposit more debuffs into the crystal to bring the shield down again. So you will just need to repeat this process until the boss is dead. Then you can head through the door at the back of the room until you reach this new dark room. In this room, you will need to use the terminal on the left to open the door. As soon as you use that terminal, hop onto your Sparrow. To complete this part of the dungeon, you will need to race through this area and defuse mines before the timer on that mine runs out. To defuse the mine, you will just need to drive your Sparrow through it. The only tricky part of this encounter will be the timer, but you can get extra time added to the clock by driving over these glowing red mines. These glowing red mines will be scattered all over this area, so it shouldn't be too hard to find them. Now it might take you a few tries to figure out a path that works best for you, but once you reach this mine inside of the giant skull, the encounter will be completed. But before you go further, when you are inside of this skull, look back in the direction you came from. In the left eye socket of this skull, you will find the second and final secret chest. Grab that chest and keep going until you reach this next room. The next encounter in this dungeon will be the Fallen Shield. Even though a boss health bar appears at the bottom of your screen, you don't really need to fight a boss. This encounter is actually really easy, it just takes a lot of time. Where you spawn in this encounter, you will find a fallen enemy with a Scorch Cannon. You will need to grab that Scorch Cannon and shoot the nearby generator to power the cannon that will be on this platform. Powering this cannon will activate it for a short time, allowing you to use it to shoot yourself to the next platform. Unfortunately, line of sight will be blocked if you are standing near the cannon, so what you will need to do is approach that generator and shoot it with the Scorch Cannon, but hold the shoot button down. Then you can run back to the cannon and let go of the shoot button. Holding the shoot button on the Scorch Cannon will delay the explosive until you are ready and in position. Use this cannon to get to the first platform, then pull out a weapon with a scope. Scan the other platforms to find a servitor with a glowing white shield around it. Then you will need to use the Scorch Cannon mechanic to shoot yourself around the room until you get to the platform that the servitor is on. Kill the enemies that will be protecting the servitor and collect the engrams that they drop, and deposit the debuff into the white crystal that will be found in the room on each platform. Once enough debuffs have been deposited into the crystal, the servitor's shield will be disabled, allowing you to kill it. but when it dies, it will leave its body behind. You will need to roll the body of the servitor to the cannon on that platform, then align the cannon with the glowing orange node that will be found on the structure in the middle of the room, and use a scorch cannon to shoot the generator to launch the ball and do damage to the fallen shield's health bar. Repeat this process until the boss's health bar is empty, then you can collect your loot on the middle platform and use another scorch cannon on the middle platform cannon to launch you up to the final boss. Captain Avarok the Covetous will be the final boss of this dungeon. And this boss fight will use all of the mechanics that you have already learned earlier in this dungeon. When the boss fight starts, the boss will summon two very tanky bodyguards on the center platform. Before you go any further, make sure you kill these two bodyguards as it will make everything a lot easier. Then you will need to go and grab another scorch cannon from a nearby fallen enemy and shoot the generators that will be found around the center of the arena. There will be 3 generators in this arena, one on the left, one on the right, and one on the middle. Shooting these will raise the machines around the outside of the arena, and when they reach the top of the wall they will drop a ton of exotic engrams. You will need to bounce around and shoot all 3 generators to get as many engrams as you can to get a ton of stacks of the Burdened by Riches debuff. And then you can deposit them all into the crystal in the center of this boss fight arena. It will require a lot of stacks of the debuff to bring this boss's shield down, but once his shield is down you can start doing damage. And again, if you don't do enough damage, the boss will create another shield and you will need to kill his bodyguards again and deposit more debuffs. So if you can't kill the boss in one phase, just repeat this process until the boss is dead. This fight isn't really that hard, it just takes a bit of time. And you should be careful of the water on the floor of this arena as touching it will kill you. But we were able to easily 2-man this dungeon using mainly our supers and hotheads to take out the bosses. And that's gonna be pretty much it. But before this video ends, I just wanted to let you know that I plan on creating a lot of videos for Destiny 2 on this channel. So if this video helps you, please consider subscribing to this channel, as I'm sure my future videos will help you as well. And if you are also looking for a new clan in Destiny 2, you can check out the link in the pinned comment below to join the Destiny 2 clan that I have created. But anyways, I hope this video has helped you and thank you for watching.